But Annihilation also had characters from 2 and 3.
That was the biggest. That was the problem. The most that I had with Annihilation was that they tried to put all of the
Mm-hmm.
characters from three in there, and I think they even did like Ermac and friggin' Noob Saibot were in it. For I was like, there's too many friggin' characters, so it's just like, okay, we have to kill everybody, or
Yep.
mention, oh yeah, they were already killed.
Is
Hey,
it
did you want to see Cabal in this one? Fuck you, kids. He's dead.
the worst was so when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, there was a commercial for it, and it included some people in costumes. There's a guy in a Baraka costume that looked insane. It looked sick, and I'm thinking, holy shit, this has to be from one of the Mortal Kombat movies. I watched Annihilation where Baraka's in it, and it's like he just looked awful. The freaking commercial had a
It's
better
rubber.
costume.
It's a rubber monster mask, which pretty much that's what he was. They got a rubber monster mask at a Halloween store, and they put fangs on them. And they made his eyes all weird.
It was awful. I remember him running through the woods in the commercial. I'm sitting there thinking he doesn't look anything like that. And like you said, is it Cyrex, the yellow robot guy?
Yes, mustard.
Yep. He throws so in Annihilation, instead of the green net that traps someone, it's like this acid that decomposes them. It
We
makes
wanted to, it's like, hey, we want to see all your favorite characters. Not for 3 seconds. You shouldn't have
yep.
just done it.
And
That's kind
not
of like I like the other one held back, and they're like, okay, we're only going to use these characters
mhm.
like that. They said, okay, you have a sandbox to play in with all the damn Mortal Kombat characters that have come out after the game got out of arcades.
And the biggest crime is how a lot of the actors changing,
Hmm?
especially friggin' what's his face from the first movie, Christopher Lambert
Uh,
for as
Christopher
Raiden.
Lambert was not, and I get it. The other actor could fight, so they wanted someone that actually knew how to fight
Yeah,
and
but
stuff like that. But
Christopher Lambert's the Highlander. He has
yeah, they
he
could
has those gorgeous locks of hair, that white flowing hair, Highlander hair. I mean, all of a sudden you have this guy who can't act and he gets a buzz cut.
mhm. I was like,
Oh,
they kept Liu Kang and they kept Katana, so you knew that that was like they were going to be the main ones, and then everybody else was kind of just shoved off to the side.
well, now let's be
I
honest.
was
Did
funny. The actor that played Johnny Cage,
hmm?
they asked him to come back, and he goes like, "You're gonna have me in the movie for 3 minutes, and I die after I get my chest stomped in. Why would I want to be in that?" And he
well,
said,
so that brings up the point I was about to say. You have the actor who played Liu Kang and Katana come back. Is it that they came back, or is it that they're the only two that agree to do the sequel?
"I don't know. You would
Because
have to ask them."
because all the actors that didn't return are pretty big name actors. The girl that played Sonya in the first one is I forgot her full name. It's Bridget. Yeah,
Bridget Nielsen. She was in
Billy
Billy.
Madison.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Christopher Lambert. He didn't come back. It's like a long list of all popular actors, and even the voice of Shao Kahn in the first one wasn't that the voice actor for Doctor Claw?
I don't think it was him.
It sounded exactly like him. Instead, we got like
It might have been Frank Welker. You know, they just
it,
give Frank Welker a couple bucks and go, "Your soul is mine."
and instead in the sequel we get a Billy Zane knockoff for Shao Kahn to play him. It
And
was
I
just
said this in the last one. The problem with Shao Kahn is the fact that he never takes the helmet off in the game.
mhm.
And they literally go to the next scene, and it's this thin, bald guy. And I literally turned to Craig and I go, "Who the hell is that?" And I heard other people in the theater going, "Who is that guy?" And it's like, then he has the helmet on. It's like, that's supposed to be Shao Kahn? And we started laughing because it's just like, Shao Kahn's like this big brick shithouse in the
hmm
game. There's a reason why he's the final boss. And
Yep.
then they got this thin guy that looked like dime store Billy Zane on the friggin' on protein powder for a month. Like that. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like if he looked that way now, he could pass off as Vin Diesel's stunt double.
Yeah.
That and the other thing that
Characters, they tried to. I don't know if it was them trying to please the fans. We have to have as many characters in here as possible. So no one just wants to see. Oh, hey, there's Melina. She's dead.
but not even that, the costumes, they look like Party City costumes. And if you do not have a crack team that can do CGI, then don't rely so heavily on CGI. The first movie did not rely super heavy on CGI. It was mainly Reptile. Then there was some green screening stuff,
They
but
had teleporting effects. They had Shang Tsung sucking out souls and stuff like that.
yeah, but they had a decent team behind it. This movie, it's like every 5 minutes there's CGI, and it's like Windows 95 in my basement CGI
Yeah.
with the ice bridges and stuff. And then they try to transfer from, like when there's that ice in the, it's shortly after the opening scene with Sub-Zero when he makes the bridge and they're trying to get across and escape. And then it goes from the CGI ice to styrofoam props. There's that's a scene where Sub-Zero starts to fall down and he hits a column and the column moves because it's a styrofoam column. It's like Plan 9 from Outer Space type gravestones wiggling around crap. And
that would be a problem for him every day going through there. Tor's a big guy.
it was just Annihilation was awful. The story made no sense. The film it looked like a very poor made for TV movie.
Okay, you guys wanted Sub-Zero and Scorpion fighting? Yes. Okay, Sub-Zero's going to leave and he's not going to come back.
Yep.
It's like, where's Sub-Zero?
And it's just a shame because the first movie was good. I mean, I've watched it a ton of times. I watched it again today, and I'm like, I actually enjoyed this movie.
It's a total poochie. Like, when are they getting to the fireworks factory?
Yeah,